Okay, hello, this video is for Emily. This was the one from Thursday last week before the quiz. So what I need for you to do, Emily, is go ahead and get your math composition book out and recreate this drawing. You've got two parallel lines here and here, and then they're both cut by this line which is called the transversal. So I want you to copy down that page so you can pause the video right here. Make sure that's in your notebook and then push play. This is the second page of notes for that lesson. We're going to talk about the sum of interior angles in a polygon. Nope, never mind, that's a different lesson than the one we did. So really, the only thing you need in your notes is this right here. Okay? So once you got that copied down, close that. This is the document that we worked on. You should be able to find this in Kami. So I want to point out a couple of things to you. A straight line angle, what we call a straight angle, goes from here to here. I wonder if you remember how many degrees there are in a straight line angle. The total number of degrees in a straight line angle is 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus angle 2 add up together to 180. All right? So to find angle 1, you'd have to get a measurement and then subtract whatever angle 2 is from that to get the other number. Now the other reason I'm pointing this out, you want to get your highlighter out next, is that in these drawings, these two angles have the exact same measurement, and these two angles have the exact same measurement. So you notice they're like on a diagonal from each other. So these two have the same number of degrees, and these two have the same number of degrees. So since all of them add up to 180, what that's going to mean is that these two are also equal measurements, and these are also equal measurements. So let's look at see what that looks like when they start giving us numbers to mess around with. Okay? So the angle of number 2 is going to be 75. So this angle is going to be 75 degrees. And you can also tell what other angles are going to be 75 degrees, because these two are the same. These two are the same. So you have those 4 angles that are all 75 degrees. Now, the other thing we know is that since this is 180, then 180 minus 75 tells us the number of degrees for this angle. So 180 minus 75, that makes this a 105. And all the rest of those that match are also 105. Okay? And if you want to put that example in here, what you could do is put numbers in here to make that match up if you wanted to, instead of just the variables A and B. All right, so let's take a look here. And what we're going to practice is just identifying which degrees go with which angles, okay? So in this figure, the measurement of angle 3 is 102. So I'm going to go find angle 3. This is 102. We're going to also say that this is 102. 102 and 102. Now, remember, that's 180. So 180 minus 102, this will be a 78. You see how the patterns continue to go on. So now we can go back and say, okay, angle 5 is going to be 102 degrees. Angle 11, 102 degrees. Angle 15 is 102 degrees. Angle 6, 78 degrees. Angle 7, 102 degrees. And angle 14, which is, oh, that's not right, because here to here is the 180, so that's going to be a 78 degrees. So it's really not a tough lesson. It's just a matter of finding the patterns. Okay, here angle 9 is 80. This is 80, and angle 5 is 68. And I think you know how to finish that. If from here to here is 180, and then 80, 80, 80, 80 on that side. Then over here, 68, and that's 180. So let's see, that's going to be what, 112? Yep, 112. Makes sense? And then you're just going to look. So angle number 12 is 100 degrees. Angle number 4, number 7, number 1, number 3, and number 16. So here's where the patterns go, okay? Those are the same. Those are the same. Those are the same. Those are the same. And then you can go the other way. They're kind of like everything that's diagonal across is where the numbers are going to match up. Okay, so 65 here, 65 here, 65 here, 65 here. So in this case, x equals 65 degrees. To go up to 180, I've got 114 minus 180. So this would be a 66. So if you see the pattern, so if that's 74, you're going to subtract from 180 to get this. Pretty much makes sense. If you're following along, okay? If you're good with that, just take a look. There are 8 problems on the last page. So you're going to find the measurement of the missing angle and write that answer down here, and it's 1 through 8. And that was what was due. That was the last assignment before the quiz on Friday. So you can go ahead and finish this up, turn it in for a grade. Then as soon as I'm done with this video, I'll upload that for you. And then I'm going to take pictures of my notes to send to you to study for the quiz. And after we get this done, just let me know if you have any questions.